But let's get back to a Pacers talk 101. The Indiana Pacers, they've been sort of rocking the boat, just nice little waves for years. They've made the playoffs many years, never done much in the tournament once they've gotten there. Lately, they've just barely missed the playoffs most years. And this year, they kind of project to be right on the edge, near that play-in tournament type team. But most people probably have them missing it even. But they have a lot of solid players on this team. But the question is it time to take a direction? Rebuild or trade for a star and get better? That's their two choices.
Yeah.
What do you feel they need to do?
Honestly, I think more of a reload, like in the vein of what the Raptors are doing, is the best move. I think if you can hold on to Karras, but at all costs, hold on to Sabonis right now. I think you can deal with trading away TJ Warren, Brogdon, Lamb, Miles Turner, and try to, yeah, I mean, especially right now, think of all the assets they would get back. I think that would be awesome. We've talked about how many teams would like Turner getting in there, TJ Warren. Brogdon would obviously be a great fit on most teams. Good defensive playmaker, 20 points per game, defense, playmaking. Solid guy you can throw on any team and be good. But they've been middle of the road for too long. I think about if they added a star, like even if they added a Bradley Beal to that team, I just think it would strip the roster to the point where they would be inflexible. Like they wouldn't be able to do anything. Like we were just talking about the Portland Trailblazers. So I even if they had a star with a stripped roster, I don't see them competing with the Nets, Bucks, or even the Heat. So I think they need to raise their ceiling, uh, toss out those guys that clearly aren't working. The Turner Sabonis fit has never worked. And just try to build around Sabonis and Levert as like a second and third option, or maybe a first option if you can pull out two more scoring guys and lead by committee. It's just
Yeah.
been this very slow decline ever since Oladipo got hurt, because they had Oladipo. He was their star. He was supposed to come in as an MVP candidate. I mean, he had a really good season. Then that injury just kind of fucked his career. So here's where they stand.
Yeah, no, I mean, this has been coming for a bit. They've kind of gone from great guard to great guard, from George to Oladipo. Now they've got Karis LeVert. I mean, they're not exactly all on the same level, but solid players who have promise when they come into the team. But is Karis LeVert going to be like the others, where he's going to be gone in a few years? That's kind of the question. I think it could be worthwhile to trade for a star, but it's going to be hard to get a superstar. But here's the thing. They've got Sabonis right now as their best player. Right now, he's probably like a top 40, top 50 player in the league. Karis LeVert's not too far beyond that. But say they get another guy right around that top 40, like right on the edge, like a Jeremy Grant who scored 22.3 points per game last season with 4.6 rebounds. You get a guy like that, he can guard all positions capably. He obviously wouldn't get as many blocks as, say, Miles Turner, but maybe you trade Miles Turner and a first round pick or two for Jeremy Grant so you can get more scoring and some more versatility and a guy who can run it out in fast break with your team. I think that's a guy who could help out, open up things for even like Malcolm Brogdon and Sabonis. And while it wouldn't put them in the same spot as the Nets, Bucks, or Heat, even, I think it would put them right under that. And with a coach like Rick Carlisle is the X factor that can maybe take them over the top even once they get to a playoff series. And the fact that they hired him in the first place tells me a retooling is not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't think it's happening soon. However, I think it's if they don't produce, I think if they get another play in tournament loss, I think a lot of players will get moved, and I don't know if anybody besides Sabonis is secure. I mean, especially with Karras being having another back injury already. Like it's tough. It's tough. But I think, yeah, Jeremy Grant would be an awesome fit instead of Miles Turner. Like I said, Miles Turner, Sabonis never fit well together. I mean, they're effectively both centers. They're both slower. So if you move Sabonis to the
Yeah.
center, you lose that shot blocking in the paint. But you gain a lot more shooting, versatility, yeah, athleticism. It's all there, and Jeremy Grant could definitely step in at the 4. I think that would work out really well.
Yeah. I think that's a fun idea. We know Indiana had some interest in Ben Simmons, potentially trading Malcolm Brogdon and a first-round pick for him that the Sixers swiftly declined. Maybe it doesn't take much more than that. Maybe they have to include another pick or another young player. But Ben Simmons on this team could be interesting too.
I
would like more shooting. Karis LeVert's not as great from the 3 to be alongside Ben Simmons, in my opinion.
No, there's Sabonis and Turner, and Warren's decent from 3. He just doesn't shoot a lot of threes, and Jeremy Lamb is kind of their shooter. But I do like the fit of Ben Simmons because they have all these assets. So if you can go out and get a Ben Simmons, even if you give up Malcolm Brogdon a first and then a little more change, like I don't know who else do they have? Like you can throw in. I wouldn't like to give up Jeremy Lamb, but you could throw in a Jeremy Lamb or maybe even just another first. I think that's a nice fit. You can still have Simmons at the 1 in that case and still have Sabonis. LeVert can come along as a 3-point shooter, but I think you're one piece away if they get Ben Simmons and keep Sabonis. I think they're one piece away from really being seriously looked at as maybe not a contender in this league, but they could definitely make some noise like the Heat.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, when you have as great of a coach as Rick Carlisle and you've got solid players on the team, you're going to be good. It's just a question of how good. And injuries are bound to happen. You never know when it's going to be your shot. So I think this year they're running it back with their guys till the trade deadline. See what the record's like. Probably trade Miles Turner at that point if they don't like where they're at. But otherwise, I think they're going to see what they got at least with this new coach. I think most of the players in the general manager over there think like, okay, we got our coach. That was our fresh change. We'll do the players next if necessary.
Yeah, I mean I think they did get the best coach. They were the best coaching change for the off season. So that's their off season, and that's a good off season in itself. I actually expect this trade deadline to be really quiet. I don't think big moves are going to happen unless something gigantic happens that I don't foresee. I just
think we're too far away to have any idea who's even on the list of guys to be traded.